approached the 1 minute mark. Atlantis is now going to be operating from internal power supplies. At the T-minus 31 second mark, Atlantis' onboard computers will have control of vehicle functions. T-minus 35 seconds.
STS go for auto sequence start.
In the next few seconds, thousands of gallons of water will be dumped on the platform to help absorb the shock of the 7 million pounds of thrust produced by the shuttle.
15.
T-minus 15 seconds. 12, 11, 10, 9,
STS go
8,
for main engine start.
7. We are go for main engine start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booster ignition and liftoff of Atlantis on a mission to study planet Earth.
Roll program, Houston.
Roger, roll, Atlantis.
Houston now controlling. Atlantis is underway on its 13th trip to space, rolling on course for a 57-degree inclination orbit, profiling north and south inclined orbit at an altitude of 160 nautical miles. Atlantis speed is already 350 miles an hour. 3 engines on Atlantis are now throttling back to 2/3 throttle to prepare the spacecraft to pass through the area of maximum air pressure and go supersonic. About 1 minute and 5 seconds since launch. Atlantis speed now 1,000 miles an hour. Altitude 7 miles, 5 miles east of the Kennedy Space Center.
Go at throttle up.
Roger, go at throttle up.
Atlantis 3 main engines are now back at full throttle. All systems on the spacecraft are go. 1.5 minutes since liftoff, Atlantis has already burned more than 2.25 million pounds of propellant and weighs less than half of what it did at launch. Atlantis altitude 84,000 feet, 12 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center. Atlantis speed now 2,200 miles an hour. Flight controllers are standing by for burnout and separation of the twin solid rocket boosters. Booster officer confirms a good separation and jettison of the twin solid rockets. Atlantis now in its second stage. Its 3 main engines continuing to operate well at full throttle.
Atlantis performance nominal.
Copy.
That call to Atlantis indicating that its performance on the solid rockets is just as planned to this point. Endeavour's 3 main engines will now continue to burn for another 6.5 minutes to reach orbital velocity.
Atlantis 2-engine Ben Guerrier.
Copy, 2-engine Ben Guerrier.
Endeavour speed now 3,500 miles an hour. That call indicating that Endeavour could perform a transoceanic abort landing if needed on only 2 engines. All 3 engines continue to operate well, all systems in good shape. Endeavour is now 64 miles northeast of the Kennedy Space Center at an altitude of 40 nautical miles. The 3 main engines on Endeavour are now burning fuel out of the external fuel tank at a rate of about 1.5 tons per second.